Hey, what's up, America? What's up, America? I'm Attorney Rico Dukes for AP Truth Federal Government of America, and this is I'm also a professor, instructor, classroom professor, instructor for Facebook. Um, Today's law class is going to be about 28607. 28607. It ain't gonna be a long law class. It's gonna be a little short, simple law class. I'm gonna start doing these here maybe like once a week, to teach the people until the people can start understanding some things. Now, 28607 states that an officer or an employee of the administrative office shall not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law in any court of the United States. Now, what do that mean? What is an officer? An officer is a person, like y'all know them as a police, but police, constable, sheriff, whatever the case may be, anyone that enforces rules of law. All right. What is an employee? Anybody that works for the administrative system. What is the administrative system? The head central command center of the U.S. courts and the U.S. government. Okay. Legal Administration Office. Legal definition. Office of the United States Court, agency of the judicial branch responsible for carrying out the non-judicial administrative business of the federal court, exclusive of the Supreme Court. I'm sorry, exclusive of the Supreme Court. Now, that's the administrative office. What is it? The office of the court? I gave you the short version, but I'm giving you the legal law version, word for word. Also of the court, any person who has an obligation to promote justice and uphold the law, including judges, clerks, court personnel, police officers, and attorneys who must be truthful in court and obey rules. Employee, remember it said an officer or an employee of the administrative office, okay? Employee of the administrative office develops and administer and monitors the court budget, procures supplies and materials, ensures proper reporting and record keeping. Courts under power of the administrative office of the United States is the U.S. courts. All courts that follow behind the U.S. courts are under their power. So you say, well, how do they practice law? How they abide by that? I mean, how they breaking the rules on it? Because you the people don't know. So even if you the people did know, do you have the heart to stand up for this in court? Do you know how to present this in court? Okay. In order for a law, when a law pulls you over, what is he doing? A law pull you over and tell you that you just broke the speed limit, that you just any form of traffic ticket or crime or whatever. What is he doing? Practicing the law. Practices. Now remember, this law class is about 28607. Practice of law prohibited. An officer or an employee of the administrative office shall not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law in any court of the United States. What is directly? Directly means you knew about it. What is indirectly? Indirectly means that you didn't know about it. The RICO Act, which is Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organization Act, it's a law that's what this law for. It means whether you knew about it or whether you did not know about it, you was a part of this racketeering crime. Once again, 28607. An officer or an employee of the administrative office shall not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law in any court of the United States. Okay, I'm gonna go over it again. What is the administrator? I'm gonna start from the bottom. What is an officer? What is an officer? RICO would say an officer. What is an officer? An officer, definition, any person who has an obligation to promote justice and uphold the law, including judges, clerks, court personnel, police officers, and attorneys who must be truthful in court and obey rules. So how are they practicing the law, Rico? Because you, the people, don't know this here. Because you, the people, won't apply this right here. All right. Now, what is remember, say an officer or an employee. What is an employee of the administrative office, Rico? We don't know that there. An employee of the administrative office, definition, develops, administers, and monitors the court budget, procures supplies and materials, ensures proper reporting and record keeping. Okay, Rico? What is the administrative office? What is that? Administrative office, legal definition, office of the United States Court, agency of the judicial branch responsible for carrying out the non-judicial administrative business of the federal courts, exclusive of the Supreme Court. Now, how do they do this, Rico? Why are all these people sitting in jail for this right here, Rico? Why are attorneys not filing this right here for people in court and people in jail, Rico? Because your attorney, or their attorney, is an attorney for the court. They are not an attorney for you, whether you are paying them. If they have sworn an oath on the U.S. Constitution that they was going to uphold and protect the U.S. Constitution, they did not take an oath to protect you. They took an oath to protect the U.S. corporation against you, the people, to keep you dumbfounded, not to fight for you, not to tell you the truth. Okay, I say I'm gonna start teaching y'all at one law at a time, but I gotta tell you this is a law too because it's gonna strengthen 28607, practice of law prohibited. It's called 705 ILCS 220 Corporation Practice of Law Prohibition Act. Give me a minute. I ain't figured out how to just fully operate all this right here on the screen and where I can pull it all up on the screen, but I'm getting to all that there while I'm starting to learn how to do that there for y'all. Just give me a few seconds. Because I want y'all to fully understand this right here. If you don't want to learn it, that's true. That's solely upon you to continue to be a slave, continue to be dumbfounded, and lack the knowledge to be able to stand and defend yourself. Solely upon you. Okay, it tells you right here. This law code right here. This is 705 ILCS 220 Corporation Practice of Law Prohibition Act. It says, it shall be unlawful for a corporation to practice law or appear as an attorney at law for any reason in any court in the United States or before any judicial body, or to make it a business to practice as an attorney at law for any person in any said courts, or to hold itself out to the public as being entitled to practice law, or to render or furnish legal services or advice, or to furnish attorneys or counsel, or to render legal services of any kind in actions or proceedings of any nature, or in any other way or manner to assume to be entitled to practice law. I'm just going to stop it right there. Now, you just heard all this right there. Once again, that's 705 ILCS 220 Corporation Practice of Law Prohibition Act. All right. Well, why ain't the attorneys doing this, Rico? Because once again, the attorneys do not work for you. You probably heard many attorneys tell you that, oh, we can't give you any legal advice. We can't give you any legal advice. This, that, and what is here? That's why. Because it clearly tells you right here, they cannot render, furnish legal services or advice to furnish attorneys or counsel, or to render legal services of any kind in actions or proceedings of any nature, or in any way or manner to assume to be entitled to practice law. Listen to what it says. To assume to be entitled to practice law. These are federal laws that I'm giving y'all. These are federal laws that each and every lawyer, each and every judge, each and every district attorney knows. These are federal laws. Excuse me, like the law class today, 28607. That is a United States Code law. Why aren't your courts following this right here? Because it is not the court's job to protect you and to tell you what the law is. It is your job to study and research the law for yourself. It is not the attorney's job. Well, Rico, your screen going across saying attorney Rico Dukes, $ leader, cash out 79. Yes, I am an attorney. I'm not a United States attorney. I didn't swear and take my oath to the U.S. Constitution. I serve the people of America. Yes, I have a bar number. Yes, I went to school for it and all. Yes, I just would not swear into their system to bamboozle you, the people, to keep you blind from the truth. That's the only difference. I'm reading something, y'all. Okay. I'll read some in the question call. That's the only difference between me and them. They know this just as well as I do. So how do you fight this if you go to court? You get jammed up on a charge. You don't fight the officer that's arresting you because he or she is strictly and merely the foot soldier of the true enforcer that sits upon the bench. This is where you must apply this. If you're out one of these people and you're out here in traffic and a law pull you over and you're out here feuding with this law, about what he shouldn't be doing. Yeah, it's cool to tell him what's right and what's wrong, but if he gives you a ticket or if he decide to take you to jail, you still gonna have to fight it in the court. So it does you no good to sit there and fight with the foot officer about knowledge that he probably don't even possess. Because remember, he only got hired and was hired to be told what to do. When he took his oath, yeah, he took an oath to uphold this, that, but this is why they tell you, never question your superior. This is what they teach the U.S. government. I'm talking about from the federal system to the state system to the city system to every system. Never question your superior officer. Why do they not want you to question your superior officer? Why? Because one who asks no questions, pay attention to this, one who asks no questions will always be a good student and a good gopher. They will never be a teacher or a leader because they fail to ask questions about anything. Why? Because they was brought up and conditioned from those that they work for to never question your superior. So half of them out there on the streets don't know what they're doing. They only going by what their superior officer told them to go and do. That's all they go by. So when you hear them and you bickering with them and this, that, and they tell you, well, my superior said this, that, they are only relaying a message from their superior, what he told them to do. And that's all they gonna do. That's all they gonna do. Once again, because I forgot to charge my phone, so it's 15. I got 15% on there. I said I wasn't gonna hold a law class long, not this one here, no way. I just want to give y'all a quick rundown on it. But 28607, practice of law prohibited. An officer or an employee of the administrative office shall not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law in any court of the United States of America. Read the definitions again. Employee. An employee of the administrative office develops, administers, and monitors the court budget, procures supplies, materials, ensures proper reporting and record keeping. What is an officer? of the administrative officer. Any person who has an obligation to promote justice and uphold the law, including judges, clerks, court personnel, police officers, and attorneys who must be truthful in court and obey rules. Now, let's talk about that part right there. It say they must be truthful. They are to never to be truthful. Their job was to keep you, the people, dumbfounded. 90%, 85% of cases don't get dismissed. 85% of cases get pleaded out from the help of the attorney, whether it was a paid attorney or whether it was a court of a public defender attorney. Very few cases get dismissed. The only way they put a dismissal cases when they know that it's not any evidence within this case whatsoever. That's the only way when your attorney is going to push for dismissal. Other than that, they're going to push to get you a low sentence, a fine, or some probation. They're not going to push for dismissal. You know why? Because that is not their job to push for dismissal to protect you, to keep you safe from them. Remember, you're an attorney. Okay, we're going to pull up. I'm going to tell you what your attorney do. Remember the other law code, 705 ILCS 220. Okay. We're going to pull up a lawyer, attorney, whichever one it is. Okay. Lawyer definition. A person who practices or studies law, an attorney or a counsel. Remember that. Lawyer. A person who practices or studies law. Everyone has the right to study law. So guess what? Everyone has the right to be a lawyer or an attorney. This is your right to study law, to know what they cannot do against you. This is how they do this to you because you don't know that they can't. Just like they was told to do something, they told you, and you did it, and you went along with it. You see how you get a whole system of ignorance and dumbfounding? Because no one knows, everyone failed to read and research what themselves can do. Everyone, well, Rico, they don't abide by the law. That's true. That's true. So if we know that they don't abide by the law, and we know that they wrote this law, what is else for us to do other than stand with revolution? If we see they won't respect their own law, their own illegal law at this here. Well, Rico, I got to go back to this here. How is it? How are they illegal? They are illegal because every court, every agency, every department is under the command. I'm going to break it down for y'all. Your city court, it's up under the command of the mayor, okay? The mayor is under the command of your governor of their state. The governor of their state is under the command of who? The U.S. government. The U.S. government headquarters is where? Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, which is a territory. A territory is a land or a country that lacks power and authority or jurisdiction because it is a member of a country or nation that has power, authority, and jurisdiction over it. A territory cannot have power over the country that it is a member of. Let me say that one more time. Your city court, pay attention to what I'm saying. Your city court. So there's going to be your city police officers, right? They under the command of your mayor. This is the game that they play with you, so you don't know this right here. You see what I'm saying? But I'm teaching you this right here. Your mayor, your city police, they under the command of the mayor, of their city mayor. Okay. Now, your city mayor is under the command of that state governor. So now your city police, your city mayor is all under the command of the state governor. Whichever governor is in whatever state you in, with your governor name, whatever he is or she is. Okay, now your U.S. governor of your state is under the command of Washington, D.C., which is the headquarters for the United States government. What is your governor, or what? A United States governor. America and the United States are two different countries. This is why it is called the United States of America. Now I'm gonna go back to it. A territory is a part of a country or nation that has power, authority, or jurisdiction over it. This is why it's called the United States of America, because America has power and authority and jurisdiction over the U.S. government. Well, how did this here happen, Rico? How did we put the representatives in office and this and that? Yeah, you put them in office, but you put them in office to serve and protect the U.S. government and not you. You don't know this right here because you ain't learned the law. You don't know this right here. So you can't it's you discombobulated to the knowledge about what you were really truly doing. You voted Obama in. Obama swore on U.S. Constitution. You voted Trump or you voted Biden in. They swore on a U.S. Constitution. Well, Rico, you running for United States president? Yes, I am. I'm running for United States president to disassemble the United States government from the American 50 states and the American people. So the people of America will control all entities that was bought with the tax dollars of the American people. The people will control this right here. The United States will no longer have power, control, or jurisdiction over you, the people. Once I am voted for 2024 president, once I'm elected for 2024 president. But that's on another note, another topic, another show. But practice this, learn this. 28607, an officer or an employee of the administrative office shall not engage directly or indirectly in the practice of law in any court of the United States of America. I want y'all to learn it, research it, learn it, put it in the courtrooms, teach others about it. You know, we got to start standing. And it start with us, the teachers, that's going to teach the people the truth and the right way. It don't start with those that's out here holding picket signs and singing kumbayas and talking about this and that, but they ain't putting no paperwork in the courtroom. They ain't filing no cases. They ain't doing none of this right here. This is where the justice starts from. This is where the justice starts from. We want freedom. We got to first educate ourselves. Even if you have some people say, well, let's go to war. We still got to have knowledge to go to war. We got to have knowledge to be able to know how to take care of ourselves while we in this war. We got to have resources while we in this war. We already in a war. You just don't know it because you think they ain't knocking on your door. You in a war every day when your rent for a 2-bedroom is $1,300–1,400. You in a war when you going to work and your minimum wage is $8–9 an hour, but they just took the cost of living up. They just took the price of food up. They just took electricity up, but they ain't moved the payment up for you to be able to keep up with all this here that they taking up and going up on. That's a war. You at a war when you can't go get health care because you ain't got no insurance. But all medicine comes from flowers and plants and things of this nature right here. You pay these hospitals to stay up and running with your tax dollars, but you can't go get medical care because you ain't got insurance. You in a war, and you don't even know it. Or either you don't even care. I'm your attorney, Rico Duke, for They Fear Truth Federal Government of America, your new legal American federal government. You can find our credentials at Federal Duns and Bradstreet. That's all you have to do. Federal Duns and Bradstreet. They Fear Truth Federal Government of America. Son of UP Newton and the leader of the 21st Century Black Panthers, RCHPN, and the leader of all Black Panthers. Power to the people. I salute y'all. Peace. They Fear Truth TV.